Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be checking out a little bit more of Ningen ISU, one of those bands who I didn't really expect us to be listening to so much, but there's been so much sort of following from fans coming on and checking out the videos and giving us suggestions that I thought, hey, let's go for it. So I've been picking through some of the interesting videos of Ningen ISU with 3 videos in so far, and like I said, I've had a bit of a mixed reaction, but I do basically, I like the vibe of what I'm getting from them, and that there's this sort of whole fun thing that it projects in the way they present themselves. There's so many like heavy rock and metal bands who it's all about looking sort of doom and gloomy, and I know that we were told in the comments it came up that technically apparently Ningen ISU are a doom metal band. There's so many metal subgenres, but that's the one that apparently people put them under. I also heard someone say they're a stoner metal band, so stoner, doom, whatever. The thing is, when you look at them, they look like they got a sense of humour as well. They can pull off like the metal thing, but they also look like they can have fun as well. So really interesting band. Not all of their stuff has been totally to my style, but I really do like there's so much like effort put into the writing. I mean, the writing is always really interesting, engaging, even if it doesn't always appeal to me. It is really good. It's really good stuff in how they've actually managed to do it technically. I think so far, I think it was The Colour Out of Space was the name of the song that I've enjoyed most of all. It was probably the most technical one of all of them and the quickest one. I think it seems to me that Ningen ISU are at their best when they're moving quickly. In all of their songs, when they settle into a sort of a groove, which I know metal can do, and especially when you've got a free instrumentalist group, when you set into a bit of a groove, sometimes it can get a little bit, should we say, not boring, but a little less interesting to my ear. It stops being quite as engaging, but when they do their more crazy, sporadic stuff, it's really, really, really good. So anyway, we're going to be checking out Voice of Nothing today. That's a metal name for a song. So here we go. This is Voice of Nothing by Ningen ISU. I'll see you on the other side, but let's have a little chat about what this is going to be. I have no idea. Feels more like an indie song at this point. Where are we gonna go? Oh yeah. That's now I'm liking this video and I'm liking this riff. That bit's really interesting. I like that. This whole video actually is just, it's so bright and bombastic. It kind of, it nicely matches their weird look. So again, as the songs often do, it's kind of gone into a bit of a groove. It's a nice groove, but at this point the song is not really, it kind of feels like it's settled into what it's doing rather than really going anywhere in a progression. But I know they usually throw in something really bizarre in the bridge, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at that point. Yeah, I love that. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? This video is awesome. Massive kudos to whoever like filmed those backing screens and everything. Ah, cool, cool. The bridge in this song perhaps wasn't quite as mad as any of their previous ones. I think this is more of a sort of straight groove song throughout. But as usual, even though perhaps I would like to see more progression in their songs as they go along, when they do get into these grooves, they are really good. It's the sort of thing you could never turn off an NINGEN ISU song halfway through. Alright. Yeah, not bad at all actually, quite like that. As I was saying, this, in a lot of ways, this is perhaps, of their songs, probably the one that least directly appeals to my usual biases, my usual taste. I love the video. The video appealed to me a lot. In regards to the song, though, I think it did a really good job of winning me over, considering that it was never really aiming, I think, perhaps towards someone with my particular taste. So much as, you know, stuff like the Colour Out of Space, that really much more appealed to my kind of love for like a, you know, sort of real walls of sound, just like an overload of sound, you know, crazy things happening, you know, something that really keeps you engaged like you had ADHD. That's the kind of songs that I would usually go for in the more sort of metal-y genres. With this song, it like I said, it settled into a groove, and I don't know if it was just the video assisting, because a really good video can make a song brilliant, but it's just something about this, it felt fun. It felt like there was sort of a nice overall tone to it. It felt like a song that, although it was doing that sort of doomy metal thing that we were discussing earlier, it still nonetheless came across like it was wanted you to bob your head, enjoy it, get with the groove. Nothing particularly crazy happened in this one, unlike most of their songs, and there was no sort of mad bridge. The bridge was a little bit stoppy-starty, a little bit staccato at places, but it wasn't like a complete shocking one like they usually have. So I think this is probably the most simple face value song I've heard by them yet, but I can see what it is, and I like what it is. I like what it's doing. I like the way it's doing it. As I say, it might not particularly appeal to my own personal biases quite as much, but I do really think this is, if you just kind of like a good metal groove, if you like a good sort of grooving guitar, just something where you can just bob your head along to it, this is a fine choice of a song, I think. I can't really imagine this is a song that I myself am going to be too quick to go back to, because I just can't think in what sort of mood I want to play this. I don't smoke any of the necessary required required substances to enjoy sitting down and listening to a guitar groove for an extremely long time. But at the same time, it was something where if someone said, you know, do you want something like metal backing music? You know, when I have some backing music, I'm inviting some friends over who are metalers, we're going to hang out, what are you going to play? This is the sort of thing I'd play. It doesn't really push you to be overly engaged, but the sound is really good. And it's one thing I've said from all along, is that they have this really catching sound. I think that partly comes from the guitar tone. The guitar tone is really nicely picked because it's heavy. It goes in that metal direction, but it's not so heavy that everything becomes squashed. You know, you can still hear as I've said before, you can still hear the strings, you can still hear the guitarmanship happening in it. And you know, you've got nice work on the bass and drums as always, which stand out really particularly well in a band that doesn't have two guitarists. It's easier to make those things stand out when you've only got one guitar. I know they layer them up in the recordings, but still, obviously they try to keep it with the sound of one guitar as close as they can. So yeah, there was a lot of reasons to like this, considering, like I say, it doesn't go down the route of trying to appeal to, I guess, me. You know, I am not the target audience for this song, and yet I come out of it going, yeah, that was cool, I enjoyed it, and I would feel more than comfortable to recommend this to other people, people who are more into metal in this sort of style. The video, like I said, I'll just quickly touch on it. The video is really cool. I loved how that was just managed, how that went really bizarre, having all these crazy things on the screens. It's a simple idea. I know people have done it before, but they carried that off wonderfully, and it just kind of suited them as a band. You know, it was in places, you know, very dramatic and very impacting, but also kind of tongue-in-cheek at the same time. It just kind of, to me, it sums up who they are as a band, certainly the way they've come across to me. Anyway, so like I say, good song. One that I can enjoy, one that I would be more inclined to recommend than necessarily listen to myself, unless someone can think of a mood, an unaided mood that you might be in where that would be the appropriate song. It's a summer day picnic song, that is. But until now, if you want to check out more of our videos, obviously we've got videos of virtually everything. We've also got free NINGEN ISU videos that we've done before this, and who knows, by the time you check this out, we might have more in the future. We're certainly planning to record more. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for coming and joining us in Japan today. And until you next want to join us, which will hopefully be very soon, you can subscribe, just click on videos now. There'll be a closing card with video suggestions any second. But until then, for now, ciao.